5's Chad Petrie has the story.
When you get a fast food meal, no one expects to be called a little ugly dude.
We get the receipt and I'm
MICAH Beats activated.
Welcome to Just Therapy, where we talk about life with a comedy twist. With your hosts, comedian Sean Boyd, Antonio Ferguson, and Miss KT. We talk about a whole bunch of shit from politics to people actually taking shits. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the therapy session. Man, this be dope. Make a motherfucker want to rap. I can't rap, man. Hold on, here we go. I can't rap. I really can't. But come sit down on the couch with us. Man, I can't rap. Come to the couch. Enjoy the show. Let's go.
MICAH Beats activated.
Ha! I'm a little rusty. Just another day on the couch talking about all the problems of today. Yes. Welcome back to another episode of Just Therapy. I am your host, comedian Sean Boyd. And as always, I got my co-host with the mostest by my side, Miss BBC in the building. What up, sis?
greetings, couches. Hey, bro, how you doing?
Being blessed, loving life. I forgot to take the music off a loop, and because it's automatically on loop, and usually I take it off, but you can tell we've been going back to every other week. But we are here. We are on YouTube Live. I put it on my Facebook page, so hopefully they check that out. I'm gonna throw it on the couch page as well. But we are on YouTube due to Spotify downloads. We've been getting, the Spotify downloads has constantly been coming in. They never really just went away. So we are broadcasting live on YouTube. So I'm able to make sure we put it up next day on Spotify. When we did Facebook 2 weeks ago, I was not able to even grab the audio from Facebook to upload it to Spotify. So they missed the episode. I'm still going to try to figure that out. I remember it was a program somebody used to use for me. So I need to reach out to them, get that handled, and, we'd be good to go. But we are on YouTube on the Just Therapy, the podcast page. It is another beautiful Monday evening. And when I say beautiful, woo, God don't be playing when he make beautiful days. Every day is a beautiful day when you wake up. But today is gorgeous outside. Oh, my gosh. So hopefully your work Monday was pretty good, but we are here to end your work evening with some therapy on the couch. Sis, what is good?
Everything. I woke up this morning. I went to work out. Even though I didn't feel like it, but I was kicking in my discipline because I didn't have the motivation. The vibe is the vibe. My daughter's good.
That's what's up. Listen, I got to give a big shout out to your cousin, my sis, KT. I'm excited. Her son, our nephew, your baby cousin, baby is, I don't know if she want me to put this out there, but I really don't give a fuck. I'll pay the consequences later. I just do what I do, and then we'll argue later if she ain't want me to say it. But he is, he entered into the transfer portal, so he is out visiting colleges over these next couple of days. He went somewhere last week as well, and he's going to, I think, 3 or 4 different schools this week to see where he's in at, and I'm excited for him. It's almost like I'm there with them, but I'm not. I'm here with you all, but I am excited for that.
Excited. I'm glad that both of his parents are with him that they can really, that support. Yes, I'm so excited.
No, Absolutely. So send some prayers and exciting energy and good energy and all that good stuff their way, because that, to me, that is a huge thing. Because he did his time at the Akron University, and he wants to move on, which I'm cool with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for him. Real quick, I know we don't do recaps anymore, but I mean, it's my fucking show.
No, I mean, when it's just us,
No,
I
I
think recaps is good.
Yeah, I know. So real quick, my recap. Last week was pretty good. Last week was Easter. Was that last weekend? Yeah. No. Yes.
This weekend, last weekend was Easter.
Last weekend, not this weekend that just passed, last weekend. So happy belated Resurrection Sunday to everyone that celebrates. I know I do. That's why I call it Resurrection Sunday. But Lil Mama and the kids, they did ASL, American Sign Language, to a beautiful song, and Lil Mama be doing her thing. So I love seeing her do her thing along with the other kids. But I'm partial to my own flesh and blood. So, anything she do, I'll be on it. Other than that, this past weekend, she had a back handspring clinic that she did really good at, trying to get her honed in on this back handspring, AKA for all the layman's people like myself, backflip. Okay. So she's working on that. And so hopefully it'll be coming up soon. So you'll see a video from me screaming in the back. I promise you that's what it's gonna be when I take that video of her doing her first backflip.
I can't wait.
We went to the park Thursday because it was another beautiful day Thursday. So we went to the park. She passed. It was funny because I gave her the option, because I reached out to my brother to see what he was doing. Of course, he said he was going to work out and whatever. But he didn't want to miss his workout, because I was like, let's take the kids to the park, and he didn't want to miss his workout. So I was like, all right, whatever. Let me come pick up my nephew, because they, him and her used to be like brothers more than cousins. So I want them to play. But then the other kids was there. So they was like, I don't know. He was like, I don't know what they doing. I think they just playing at the house, blah, 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 or playing outside. And I'm like, well, I'll see if she want to come over and play, because I ain't played in a minute. So when she get home, I'm like, hey, because she was already talking about the park anyway. And she like, I'm like, you want to go to the park or you want to go over your cousin's house and play? She was like, I'm going to Skip Park. What you mean? Like, I'm like, my bad. I just thought I asked. So we went to Skip Park, which is a park in Stowe, beautiful park. Really nice. She had a ball, met some friends, and was playing, and they had a good time. And we was there until pretty much dark, a little bit before dark. But had a great time. And then two things happened. Two separate kids came up to me and spoke to me, was like, hey, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Like the one, I was just at their school last week, but did not have this student. I had this student prior, like the first or second time I was there like 4 times this year.
Mm-hmm.
She was one of the kids out of that group. I don't know if it was the first, second, or third group, but it wasn't the last group. And as soon as she seen me, she was like, hey, what you doing here? What's up? Like, so I said, what's up? Made sure she was doing good. And
that's amazing.
Kept it moving. Then I sat down to be closer because Lil Mama wanted to be in a different area. And then this other, I believe, high school student, it was like, hey, you was at my school not so long ago. And I'm like, I don't know what school. She was like, I go to Stowe. I'm like, oh, yeah, I was at Stowe, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, well, good seeing you. Appreciate the talk. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So 2 separate students, 2 different schools came up and spoke to me at the park. So I thought it was dope. It was heartwarming to me because they remembered your boy. So,
right.
I always try to do what I can with the young adults and stuff like that. So that's
amazing.
So that was pretty much my recap. Other than that, man, just been chilling, laying low, prayed up in the word, doing me, man. How was you the last couple weekends?
Pretty much quiet.
Okay.
I started working on a new project, some new, merch, crocheting bags. Oh. So that's coming out really good.
Interesting.
Just, working out, staying focused. I found out that somebody I know might be a child abuser, and I'm trying to figure out how to deal with that situation. Which is really bothering me. So I hadn't gotten any sleep.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, everything been pretty much cool, uprised and, elevated, just trying to stay focused.
Okay.
Oh, I went out Sunday. I went out this past Sunday and had a good time. It was my friend Sarah's birthday. Happy birthday to all the Tauruses. And I got to listen to some music and, get a little wine in and, what I'm saying, line up my hips a little. So it was a good vibes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's always a good thing. I ain't mean to laugh. Comments coming up. Cuzzo back in the building. What up, Cuzzo? Cuzzo been working all this time, and he get to chime in today. He gonna say that big ass Kool-Aid cup. Hilarious, because it is a big ass Kool-Aid cup, but I got water in it, and I love this cup. And it got a crack in it the other day when I was washing it. Wash, whatever the fuck. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
That was a lot of letters.
When I was doing dishes, okay? And it had a crack in it, and me and Lil Mama was like, oh, and I was like, no. But then I put water in it, and it didn't spill. So I was like, oh, I'm still using it. This is my favorite cup.
It's a wall cup, so it's probably only cracked on the one side and not the other.
Only on one side, and it's not a real big crack. But I've had this cup since I've had that cup probably a good 10, 12, 13 years, maybe. I don't know. I've had it for a minute, and it's my favorite cup because I put water in it, and so I like water, so it's a lot of water. So, he say I got 4. I have 4. I don't know what happened to the other ones, and this is the last one, so I had to keep it. You know how that go. Gotta hold on to shit. All right, let's jump right in. Okay, we always like to give flowers to people so they can smell those roses. So we got a segment, flowers while they still here. We like to give people flowers while they're still here so they can smell the roses instead of being so conditioned like so many of us are to give people flowers while they dead and gone. So we like to give people flowers while they still here. You know what? My flowers this week are going to go to, I had it in my head the other day. Sis, take over for me. Do your flowers, and then
my flowers. Okay, I got you. My flowers are gonna go to people, adults and children that have dealt with abuse of any kind, and you've gotten help, and you are still thriving in life, and you did not become an abuser. And to all children that deal with abuse, I just want you to know that you are loved, you are amazing, and you don't deserve anything that you've been through or are going through.
Absolutely. Flowers well deserved. Yes. That didn't ring a bell because I was too busy listening to your flowers. So I knew my flowers were going to. But I will give flowers to. I'm gonna give flowers to those 2 students that went out of their way to say what's up to me.
Yes.
Because, they didn't have to speak. They could have just looked at me and not said anything. You know what I'm saying? So,
or remember you, because kids can't remember nothing that's not on TikTok.
Shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they never remember anything. Their memories are so horrible now as kids. Some kids be remembering, like, when, my company came in and talked to their school. So I'm going to actually give my flowers to all the students that be remembering me from a time they had me, or even last year when they had me. And to me, that'd be dope, because
that's super dope.
In a lot of schools, and it always warms my heart when they see me a following day if I'm there more than one day, and they see me in the hallway and say what's up or anything like that. And last week when I was at the one school, I got there at a time, and they was like in between classes, and it was like 4 or 5 students. As soon as they see me, they're like, "What up, Mr. Sean?" You know, boom, boom. And the one girl was like, "Hold on, let me see them shoes." And I'm like, you know, she was like, "Okay, I see you." So, you know, shit like that, man. And just, you know, when people see me, you know, out and about in the regular world and say what's up. And I had a student at one school remembered me from last year and asked me to wear my bronze again. He was like, "Dude, he was like, you still got them purple shoes?" And I'm like, "Man, come on now. You know they still clean." He was like, "I bet." He was like, "Wear them for me tomorrow." And I'm like, "I don't know, man. You know, I got so many kicks." He's like, Come on, man. Do it for me, man." I'm like, "All right, I got you." So I wore them the next day or whatever. But just stuff like that, man. When people remember me and see me out and about, it actually happens more than I can, like, more than not. It happens a lot. I went to a Pope store one time a while ago, and they was like, "Hey, you was at such and such school like a month ago." And I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "You was in my class," and stuff like that, man. And they would be remembering me, talking to them and stuff like that.
No, it does feel good.
It just let me know that, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing the right thing. I'm in the right spot, and I'm gonna keep doing it, man. Because when they can remember a grown ass dude, you know, for me talking to them about mental health and suicide prevention, and having kids come up to me and be like, "Hey, I took your advice. I got out of this toxic relationship," and stuff like that. And, you know, because like they need to, you know, listen and put it in practice. So my flowers is gonna go to all those students that remember me, come up to me and say what's up, and actually put into work the stuff I be talking to them about. So my flowers is going to them. So yeah,
that's what's up.
Absolutely,
that's what's up.
Better than the flowers I was gonna give that I can't remember. So it's all right.
Yeah, because this was what you're supposed to do at this point.
Absolutely. Cause I'll say, "So sorry about what she's dealing with. I'm listening." Okay. I think he's talking about you. But yes. So flowers are still there. All right, let's get into it, because we got some stuff to get off our chest. You want to go first? Want me to go first? Mine gonna be a rant. So
let me go first, because you hype, and when you in your chest, I know. I already know.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready for the day, baby.
All right. So go ahead. The setup basically is it's a video where a female is basically saying, "Why don't we pass along the person that we don't want to a person that will appreciate them, or that, you know what I'm saying, would be deserving of to have them." So here's the video.
Absolutely. Well, I got the audio. The video.
Okay.
I have the audio. I have my video that I was looking for.
Oh, because I sent you the video.
Yeah, but it's not a YouTube. I couldn't download it.
So I didn't know it had to be a YouTube.
Yeah. It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, that's why I downloaded it for you, so that it could come up.
Yeah, but it
Gotcha.
Don't be working like that. Sometimes it used to, but now it don't be working like that. I got to be able to grab it and then put it up. But I have the audio, so here we go. Hold on. I got to turn. All right, now I'm gonna start over.
Ladies, hear me out. Ladies, hear me out. Is it possible that so many women are single because they refuse to pass men along? This is what I mean. When I was heavily out there dating, and if a man was not what I was looking for, we weren't compatible, didn't want the same lifestyle, or, you know, it just didn't work out, and we could have gone out on several dates, I will pass him along to someone that I might think is better suited for what he's looking for. Why don't women do that? Like, what is it? Like, what's this girl code that we don't pass men along that we're not interested in? And if someone you know date him, it's a problem. But it wasn't a love connection for you. And for so many women to be single, don't you think that you can just pass them along and it's not a big deal? Just curious, ladies and fellas, do you mind being passed along to someone that's better suited for you?
So that is the audio. I mean, all you needed was the audio anyway.
Right.
Truthfully.
So here's my take on that. I totally agree with her. And I'm going to give a version of why I feel like people should do this and why I feel like some people don't. I
Okay.
feel like sometimes people should, I've always done this, you know, like if I see a guy and he's wanting more than I can give, and especially because I'm in the public eye, I'm always constantly moving or whatever like that. But he like a relationship person. He like, I'm monogamous. This is what I'm looking for. I'm wholesome. I want to, you know, somebody I can, you know, do certain things for. I'm like, oh, I got the right person for you, because I have so many homegirls that be like, I'm looking for a good man. I'm looking for somebody that wants to do this, blah, 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 blah. And I have passed men along, but I have also been told that like I was a pimp, like, you know what I'm saying? People felt like I was being a PIMP or whatever. And that's not the case. I just feel like if it doesn't work out for you, it could work out for someone, you know. And sometimes it's hard for people to find a good man or a good woman or whatever like that, because you know, a lot of people don't get out a whole lot. A lot of people feel like, oh, well, I'm not, you know, God is going to bring them to me or whatever like that. So if you know your friends and you know, like your people, and you like, okay, this person seems like this would be a good fit for him, why not pass along? You know what I'm saying? I think that's just like, just such a beautiful thing. I think that back in the day, you know, that's how a lot of people met. Even when you watch a lot of the older movies and read the books, people introduce people, you know, together. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was, you know, it's like, oh, well, my cousin's friend wanted to talk to me, but, you know, or the mother or the son or the, you know, girlfriend, like, yes, his brother or something. It still should be like that. But what I realized that a lot of people don't do, especially women, they don't pass along because they know that this, especially if the dude really like them, and they know they ain't gonna never deal with this dude, because like he call and say grand rising and check on you about if you want something to eat, and he might send you a little bit of cash or whatever.
Or good morning. I said, or good morning. That's
yeah. So you're like, he too nice. He always checking for me. He always this, but he do. But you like, you don't have no man because you probably fucking somebody else's husband or something. So then you want to be, you know, when you want that nice guy, you want to cry on his shoulder over this dude that don't even want you. You want his comfort and his intimacy, but you don't want to be with him. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't want to be with him. So you would rather waste his time and just use up all his energy instead of passing them on to your homegirl that wants somebody to say good morning and grand rising and how was your day, or I hope you have a beautiful day or whatever like that. It's a selfishness, or vice versa with men too. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to, yeah, I mean, I can have her attention anytime I want it kind of thing, instead of saying, hey, you know what? You know, you're not for me, but I got somebody good for you. I got somebody that will fit, you know, and that might not work because the person really, really like feel like they feeling you. If a person feels like, oh my God, I just love you so much, I'll wait out this or whatever like that, they might not catch on to that other person, you know, as much as they caught on to you. But at the same time, I just think it is a beautiful thing. I think it will help build relationships in a community, you know, and it would take away from all this. Like, a lot of people are lonely because they are afraid to get to know somebody. So if somebody that has gotten to know this person could say, I think this is a good person for you, it'll help, you know, the process. So pass them on, pass them along. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not working out for you. He's not feeling you. Pass the person along. If she not, you know, she too wholesome for you, you really want like one of them, you know, BBL girls with the 30-inch stretch down the back or whatever like that, and she afroed out or she got locks and she real into her spirituality, pass it along to somebody you think that will benefit from it, especially if the person is a good person too. Don't pass it along to just anything. What you think?
So a couple things on what I think, because when I first heard that, I was taken aback. I was like, you know, I almost had to clutch my pearls. I ain't got no pearls, but I got my mama's pearls, but that's another story. But I almost had to clutch my pearls because I was like, wait, hold up. And I was like, That makes sense. It really does make sense though, right? I've never been in that situation because the question was, guys, would you take offense or whatever? I wouldn't take offense, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, like you said, when you start feeling somebody, you do feel somebody, right? But if I'm feeling somebody and they know they not on the same page as I am, right? I wouldn't mind being passed on to a good woman. You know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes like I don't be out and about enough to find that good woman. You know what I'm saying? So because like I don't be out and about like that no more. You know what I'm saying? So but I don't think it's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I've never been in that situation. I've had, I mean, it's not like I haven't had like an inkling like, hey, I think this person would be better for somebody else than me. I haven't had that because I feel as though if they're not good for me, it's a red flag that I seen, and I'm not going to pass that to somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, no.
Else, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that, like you said, people don't do that. Okay, so and this can be guys too, but because I'm not attacking women, but a lot of women, like you said, want to have that person that's always checking on them. Oh, you need this, or they can go to and be like, hey, I'm a little short, and they break bread with them because they got it. You know what I'm saying? Thinking, oh, okay, I'm breaking bread with this person, I'm helping this person out, but little do you know, they just stringing your ass along.
Right.
You want to keep stringing people along to have that person want them, knowing they don't want that person. And then what ends up happening is that person, catches on to that, finds somebody else, and then that person be like, oh, I should have tried to make it, like, I should have tried to date them, and boom, boom, boom. And then they mad at that person, which is bullshit. Stop stringing people along to suffice your own ego and to suffice your own pride just because you got somebody after you, right? But why not? You know what I'm saying? Because like if I find somebody that I don't think is a good match for me, and I think I know somebody personally that would be a good match, I would hook them up. You know what I'm saying? Like I tried to hook up my best friend, but then I was like, nah, that probably ain't no good match for you because like I know that motherfucker's tendencies, and and I ain't about to do you like that because I'm gonna get pissed because they doing you wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my friends to do nobody wrong that I think is cool and I think is a good woman. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, hey, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I've tried, but then I was like, no, you know what? They don't, my bad. I shouldn't have did that. They really ain't, they ain't got their shit together, or they really ain't on shit. You know what I'm saying? So I try to avoid that. But I don't think it's a bad idea. Pass me along. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Pass me to somebody that's good. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Know is good. Because like I said, I don't be around. I don't be out and about, man. It's about me and little mama. You know what I'm saying? So I'm content with that, but shit, I'm always open to options and talk and see, because like
I mean, it's about meeting people.
You know what I'm saying? Because like the last person I just was talking to, trying to get to know, a red flag came up, so I was like, but I still, every now and then text them, make sure they good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, good morning, have a good week. Boom, boom, boom. But I know me and them, it wouldn't have worked because I seen the flag. It was my flag that I was like, whoa, I don't like that. So let me fall back instead of pursuing and not paying attention to the red flag, and then see another red flag, and then see another red flag, because I'm not about to go through all that. I don't have to. You feel me? So I took it upon myself to be like, I'm gonna have to separate myself from this situation. We still cool, but I'm not about to, try to make that into something that's not going to be. You feel me?
Right. I totally agree. I feel like pass people along, or if you're dating somebody and somebody shows interest in you or whatever, like, you know what? I'm not available, but I have somebody, that might be good for you. in such a ways. And sometimes people try to make red flag situations work. And you might have a red flag. What might be a red flag for you might not be a red flag for somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
Y'all know I don't really believe in the red flags. I don't like the red flag thing, but people can show you sides of them that are not for you.
Exactly.
You know, because I don't want nobody coming here and saying, you said you don't believe in red flag, you know, because they'll bring out your stuff, you know, and y'all be trying to come for me because y'all think I be against women. I am not against women. I'm an uplifter of women, but I do know, I see the signs. I'm a woman, for one. Second of all, I have sisters, friends of sisters, and a lot of women do be coming with a lot of BS, and I'm going to call you on it because some of the stuff I just don't feel. I don't misuse nobody. If you know that you're not going to work out with the person or whatever like that, don't misuse or mistreat anybody. Because especially when they're looking for love, you know.
Yes.
And as women, we always talking about we don't want anyone to mistreat us, misuse us, or you know, you just there for one thing and then you turn around and do that same thing. I don't like games. I don't like playing with nobody's head. I'm gonna see how much they like me types. I'm not doing that. I don't want to wait and be flashing my ass and walking up and down, you know, for you to see, like, I'm going to come up to you and I'm going to be like, you know, greetings. Hi, you know, this is who I am. I think you're very handsome or attractive. I don't like when women do certain stuff. And some, don't get me wrong, because some men go for that type of stuff too. They want the games and the drama to be down your door type bitches. Excuse me. I don't mean to call you bitches. I just don't know your names individually. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? If you have somebody that can be good for somebody else, but please don't pass the credit. Like, I have a couple that a guy, oh my God. When I tell you, like, he really just shows so much hype and so much interest towards me. And but he was looking for something that I was not looking for at the time. And I was always very honest about it. Everybody knows I'm very honest about, you know, my polygamy and everything like that. But he was just looking for a relationship at the time. I honestly wasn't even trying to be in any relationships. And I hooked him up with one of my sister's friends' sister, which we were cool, but we really weren't cool. We were cool because they were cool. So every time they hung out, you got it right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, so
you see me like, wait, sisters?
Yeah, so
all right.
I end up hooking them up and they end up having children together and everything. And they're not together anymore, but they are amazing friends.
Okay, that's good.
It's like, you know, for their kids or whatever like that. And so when I found out, I hadn't seen them in years, and I was like, oh my goodness, like that's such a good thing or whatever. And I find that it's such a beautiful thing. We should be helping each other because I'm tired of people speaking curses against themselves. I don't need a man and all this, and men want to be with their homeboys more than they want to be with women, and women talking about they don't need a man they can do for yourself. Of course, we all can do for ourselves, but it's just, and I say this all the time, I know. We're supposed to be together. It's better when you have somebody.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely.
And all the time, the person might not meant to be your man or your lover or your husband. It might meant to be your bro or, you know what I'm saying, your best friend or anything like that. But masculine energy, feminine energy, we're supposed to be in line with each other. So sometimes it is so much better to let's get couples, you know, flowing again. Let's get love flowing again, because everybody seems to be hating everybody, and it is ridiculous, you know. And let's not be selfish. Let's not hold on to somebody that we know we cannot give them what they're looking for, what they want. Or if you want children and he don't want children, or you don't want children, he wants children, you got a homegirl that's like ready to pop some babies out in between, you know. Some people ready to pop a baby. I'm ready to have a baby. Like, so I know, but that's a whole another story. So that's how I feel about that. Come on my couches. Tell me what you feel, what you thinking, how you feeling, how you vibing with all of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Chime in, comment below.
chime in, comment, or you can actually get us after you listen to the podcast. If you ain't on live, you can email us at justtherapypod@gmail.com or go to the Facebook page at Just Therapy, the podcast. So, chime in, you can talk about it later after you listen to it. Chime in, because we'll bring it back up next time we on the couch. But I think that was a good topic, though, man. Like once I really
it's amazing topic
about it, I'm like, shit, why not? Because
when you hit me with the when you hit me with the emoji, I was like,
yeah, because I told you when I first listened to it, I was like, oh, my pearls. I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, but it makes sense when she broke it down. It made sense because people trying to hold on to that them people that are interested in them, but they know they're not interested. Stop doing that, because all that is stringing people along, man. Like, stop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And as long as you ain't getting cash for that person, you ain't no pimp. It's okay.
For real. I mean, a little cash is nice.
I mean, a little cash is nice, but you talking about you ain't be like, hey.
Because when I was 17, I wanted to be a madam. When I was 17, I wanted to be a madam. So, because we had
I can see you being a damn madam.
No, for real, because I had seen a rerun of a movie or something. I think it was like Pam Grier. She was a madam. You seen that movie?
No.
It's an old school movie, and Pam Grier was a madam, and I'm like, I want to do that. I had wrote a little book out of everything and how once I got a whole bunch of money, I was going to take all of my money and move to another country. We moved to Jamaica and open up a bread and breakfast.
I think I might have seen a clip of it. Was there a point where she was like bringing, like it was some guys sitting at a table? I think they were outside.
Yes.
Like 3 or 4 guys sitting at a table. She was standing there and they came. And each girl like came through like almost like the patio door, and she was like, "Yeah, this is such and such." You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. And she made this last year, and then another girl came out. This is such and such.
Yeah,
and this and that. I think I've seen a clip. Is that same movie?
I think it's the same one.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the actual movie, but I mean, I think I've seen a clip of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, pass them on. Do not hold on to them. Let them go to somebody else that's more suited for them. What's wrong with that, man? Everybody need love, and what's wrong with hooking somebody up and then you can end up being at their wedding and be like, yeah, I hooked them up. You know what I'm saying? Because I take pride in shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Together.
I mean, I've done hookups. There's some hookups that I'll never say that I had anything to do with. But there's some hookups that I'd be like, oh, look at you.
Right, exactly. But some you don't take. You be like, yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. I have
because I don't lost friends on hookups too.
Oh, I had one of those. But again, like I told the girl, because it was a female I knew I played softball with. She was like my go-to female for softball, and it was a dude that I brung to a tournament, and they seemed like they meshed pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "What's up with such and such?" I'm like, "Shit, talk to her." You know what I'm saying? And so I said something to her, and they was talking, and they actually dated for a little bit, but then he told her the truth. He was like, "Listen, I don't think we're gonna work out. I'm looking for something different." You know what I'm saying? You on a different, pathway. And he was real. It wasn't like he cheated on her or nothing like that. He told her the real. Was like, I don't think it's I don't think this really gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for something, in this area and you in this area. So, but I mean, I didn't really feel, I felt bad, not really, but it was like, at least he told you the truth. He ain't string you along. Shit.
No, I've had guys to be totally honest with me, and to me, it's like it hurt my feelings, but it didn't make me be like, It was like, thank you, thank you, because don't, first of all, don't ghost me, or don't, act like you don't want to be bothered, or like I'm, I'm saying. So I've had that happen to me. Where just recently, where the guy told me that I wasn't affectionate enough, kind of like he wanted me, like he liked to do stuff like, hey, I want to come over and I want to come over and lay in the bed and watch movies with you. But I don't believe in having nobody over around my daughter. So like, I'm not gonna do that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And like, or little stuff that he would just like want, like he didn't feel like I was open or giving enough. And I'm like, that's cool. I have certain rules that I just have, and sometimes you're not gonna be cool with it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And if I make you feel any type of way, that's not my intentions, because I'm a very affectionate person. I'm a very like, I'm gonna love on you, but like I have certain rules. Like if I have a show, I'm not about to kick it with you the night before my show, because I gotta make sure I'm good, So, I appreciate those moments when somebody is honest, like, hey, no, I'm good.
No, absolutely. I don't think that's a bad thing to be honest. Yeah, at first to be like, oh shit, you had to cut your clothes for a second, but he was like, you know what, you right, because some shit I got my boundaries set up and I ain't about to break my boundary for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So
For real.
come to your house when we get time and lay up in the bed and watch some movies, but you can't.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think that's a bad thing, being honest and knowing what you want. You know what I'm saying? So shit.
Know what you want. And people get mad at people for being honest, especially women. Women get mad at men for being honest, even though they say they want honesty. But trust me,
some people can't handle that honesty.
They can't.
And I don't be out.
I'd rather for you to hurt my feelings with honesty than to string me along with fuckery.
Right. And I'm not gonna string nobody along with fuckery, but some people can't take my brute honesty either. So I don't I can't.
Sometimes you're a little rough.
Life. I gotta tell you the truth.
You're a little rough with it though.
And if I know it's gonna hurt somebody's feelings, I just reserve fall back. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lead them on and give them the fucker either, because like I don't play games. I can play games on my Xbox. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't about to play games with nobody.
You on that Xbox?
I'm just saying, shit. If I want to play a game, I'm going to my Xbox. I'm sitting in my spot and I'm grabbing that remote. Like, hey. Other than that, I ain't playing no games. You feel me? Oh, shit. All right, let's go on and take our one and only sponsor break. If we don't do it now, we ain't doing it at all. So you already know what it is. Listen, don't go nowhere. I got a topic for your ass. I'm ready to vent and get into this topic because I'm tired of hearing about it. And we about to dress it up next on Just Therapy, the podcast. Don't go nowhere. We got more BBC and more Just Therapy. You already know who I am, and I'm taking us to break, baby.
Primal Screen in Kent, Ohio. For all your screen printing and embroidery needs. Quality work, on time, fair prices. For more information, call 330-677-1766. Again, 330-677-1766. Or check us out online, primalscreenprinting.com. If you mention a podcast, you get 5% off. Peace.
Custom Design Aquariums, where we bring your aquatic dreams to life. With your help, using your imagination, together, we will turn your home or office into a peaceful getaway. For a free consultation, call 330-475-5181 or contact us by email at customdesignaqua@gmail.com. Once again, that is customdesignaqua@gmail.com. Mention this podcast and get 5% off.
Twisted Tomato Pizzeria. Check them out, and without a doubt, it will be some delicious food. Twisted Tomato Pizzeria. Check them out. And we are back.
You know that it only popped up when you said twisted tomato. Like I didn't see the whole nothing.
You ain't hear none of it?
No.
Because I took myself off. Hold on, let's see something. So you can't hear me when I take the mute off?
No, I didn't see you. It wasn't no picture. Like you wasn't up there or nothing. It just came up now. Twisted tomato.
I know I wasn't. All right, whatever. I wasn't on the screen because I wanted to have the background up, but I took my mute off so they can hear.
Oh no!
Me.
Oh, I ain't hear nothing until you pop back up and we pop up together.
No, because I want them to look at the screen, the Twisted Tomato Pizza screen.
I got you.
We read it, but whatever. We know for the next time. Thank you for letting me know that. I'm glad you were in the background listening, or at least trying to listen. All right, whatever. Twisted Tomato Pizzeria, 3 locations. Check them out. Mention Just Therapy the podcast. Get a 10% discount. All right, we are back. Hey. Whatever, this new system, man. Inflation. It's
a process. It's a process.
It is a process, but I wasn't about to pay what they was asking. Shit for all.
No, for real. We're gonna find our rhythm.
Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll be good. All right, listen. Let's go into it. I gotta put the topic up on the. You know what? I ain't even putting the topic on the screen. I'm just gonna tell you what the topic is.
I was about to say, yeah, put that shit up there.
I was, but I got a video, so I wouldn't. Since I got the video. Okay, hold on. I'll put the topic up there real quick. All right, real quick. Oh, cool. Bam. So you can see the topic. I'll go ahead and read it to you for my Spotify listeners. The topic is, it's not about race. ? It's not about race. You guys always make it about race. It's not about race. No, it's not about race. It's not. No. It's not about bullshit. I call bullshit. This one is all about race. It's about race. And I'm going to break it down for you. I seen an article today about the situation at hand. Let me read you some key points in the article or the post, okay? It's not that many. I'm not going to read the whole article, but I'm going to highlight some stuff. We are about to talk about Shedeur Sanders, okay? He is a new member of my beloved Cleveland Browns. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do at the end to support this young brother trying to do his thing. Okay, so here we go. Shedeur Sanders, excellence and America's double standard for Black men. Powerful subject line. Like, that is a great subject line, great title for this article. Let me read it again. Shedeur Sanders, excellence and America's double standard for Black men. All right, so listen. By every measurable standard, Shedeur Sanders did everything right. He worked hard, stayed out of trouble, excelled athletically and academically, represented his family and himself with pride, poise, and integrity. He embraced faith, discipline, and the legacy of greatness passed down from his father. Another one. Today, Shedeur isn't just battling defenders on the field. He's battling a culture desperate to humble, confident Black men the moment they begin to shine too much. But maybe this isn't just about Shedeur at all. Maybe it's about who raised him. Deion Sanders did everything the world told Black fathers they should do. He stayed present. He mentored. He raised boys into men. He modeled faith, hard work, and family loyalty. He didn't just play the game of football, he mastered it, becoming one of the greatest to ever do it. And still, he and his sons are treated like liabilities, not legacies. Another quote. This is the reality that every Black man in America faces. We teach our boys to be respectful, to work twice as hard, to stay out of trouble, to check every box so they'll be seen as safe and acceptable. But the ugly truth is, no matter how perfectly they played by the rules, society will always find a way to move the goalposts. If Shedeur Sanders were white, his swagger would be celebrated. He'd be called electric, magnetic, a once-in-a-generation leader, the way athletes like Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel were hyped up for their flash. Both of those bum-ass quarterbacks are bums and are trash-ass people. I'm telling you that. That's not in the article. I'm saying that. Johnny Manziel, man, all right, never mind. We ain't talking about that. Instead, because he's a young Black man who refuses to shrink himself, he becomes a target. And then the last one says, we can't keep telling Black men to simply work harder and behave better. We have to build a world where they are allowed to be fully human, loud and quiet, joyful and complicated, confident and still learning, proud of who they are without needing to apologize for it. Shedeur Sanders deserves to be celebrated, to celebrate his success without shame. Every Black man does. I got to read that whole article because just that point right there.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
just
powerful.
That point right there. And it just don't make no sense. Because just like the Manning family, right? Archie played in, and I think he played in the NFL. I don't remember. I don't know. They always say he played in the NFL. I don't remember the motherfucker playing in the NFL. I don't see nothing about him. He's not in the Hall of Fame. So I still don't know. For real, like Archie Manning is not in the Hall of Fame. I've been there. They talk about he was a quarterback. I don't know on what level. Of
How long ago?
I don't fucking know. Yo, but either way, like
I mean, like how long did he play in it? Because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know nothing about that dude. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, come on, it just didn't make no sense. But he had his son Eli say he would not go to a team that it wasn't a good fit for him. Right? It didn't matter where he got drafted at, who had the pick. He was saying, if somebody picked me, I will not go to them. And you have every right to do that. But they never said anything about it. They never said that was selfish. That is not how it works. He is too prideful. He is not better than anybody else. They never said any of these damn words about Eli Manning because he didn't want to get drafted to a certain team. Okay? They didn't say anything saying he was selfish. He shouldn't do that. He's too flashy. He's too arrogant. Because truthfully, I mean, that is a kind of an arrogant statement saying I won't play for just any team. Very arrogant. I still think Eli Manning wasn't a great quarterback. He was a bum that got lucky with a great defense where he was at, and it was a great catch that happened. Peyton Manning is a way better quarterback than Eli is. That's my thoughts, and I'm sticking by it. I don't care how many rings he got. But he did that. So when Sanders goes and do it, oh, it's arrogant. Oh, he's too flashy. He's, not humble, blah, 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 this and that. But they say it's not about race. That's what they say. It's not about race. Oh, this one is. Because then you want to throw his dad in the picture. Oh, well, the team that drafts him, his dad got to go. No, actually, his dad still has a full-time job as the coach of the Colorado Buffaloes in college, Division I, by the way. He put a HBCU on the map, gave them the highest ratings ever by being the coach there. Yes, he left for a better opportunity. Like a lot of the kids leave for a better opportunity if it's the NFL or the transfer portal to go to a different school, right? So he went to go mentor some other young men to become, better young men. And that's what he did, right? But now they want to say, oh, well, it's his father's fault, or he was too arrogant, or they
were always against him anyway because of his arrogance. So they using that against him.
Right. And then, if the words from an anonymous GM are true, he 100% brought this on himself and has zero to do with his race and 100% to do with his actions and the way he conducted himself in his.
Well, because they couldn't control Deion.
And they can't control his son either.
Right, but that's the whole point. It's like
my whole thing is
they couldn't control him, and he went on and he built his own, legacy or whatever like that. So they have to find a way. I saw a video, but I don't know if it's the video you're going to play, but of them trying to tear him down.
Yeah, I got that. So this is my thing, right? They do this combine, right? Where they see how big your muscles are, see how tall you are, see how fast you can run, see how high you can jump, see how much weight you can bench press, see what routes you can do, how you catch the ball, and they do all this and do all that. And yes, a lot of people, a lot of people compare it to modern day slavery.
But that's where my mind was going.
And the reason why I say modern day slavery, because in a sense it is, but it isn't, because they are getting paid millions of dollars to play a game that they love, right? So that's why I'm not. That's why I can't say it's modern day slavery. It is a slavery-esque a lot, but they are getting paid millions of dollars to play a game that they love. Okay, I am aware of that, so that's why I said that. But they have this interview that they have them go through as well, where they interview and they ask questions and they ask this and they ask that, regardless of what you say in the interview, right? If you not saying, I'm going to sleep with every woman in the city wherever I go, I'm going to disgrace your team, I'm not going to play football to the best of my abilities, I am going to whatever. Because it's all about what you do. Because his numbers are outstanding. His numbers, his stats are outstanding. He's proven himself as a winner, right? Mm-hmm. No, he did not win a college championship. Ohio State did this year. Last year, I forgot who it was. The team up north that I don't even want to say their name. But again, it's college football. There's so many teams, so many different circumstances. So everybody can go win a championship, granted. But again, for him to get shitted on like that, they did the same thing with Kaepernick. They blackballed him because he didn't want to conform to what they wanted him to do. And it's pretty much the same thing. I'm glad he still got picked, but there's no way with the stats and what he represents should have had him drafted as low as he was. 5th round? That is pretty much like the end of the day, like almost the end of the draft round. Okay. Surprised that he fell that far down. The Browns picked him up. So for me, I am going to go buy his jersey, and I am going to support that young black man trying to do his thing. And I hope that he goes and be great. I hope he go be greater than great, so he can prove all racist motherfuckers wrong. And you can't say it's not about race with all those things.
Yeah.
if you do not have exactly what he said in an interview. And again, there's nothing you can say that is that bad that's going to have you blackballed that damn low. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Because period. And then you got these racist motherfuckers trying to troll him. Like, he had more money, way more money than you. And it ain't about money. I know it's not about money, but for you to be an asshole like these people were, to try to play a prank that's not fucking funny, like, come on. I hope you can't even show your face from that bullshit you did. Like, you in your parents' basement, first off. Like, come on, man. I'm gonna play the video. Here we go.
Now to the NFL draft drama surrounding Shedeur Sanders. Deion Sanders' son was the victim of a prank phone call that led him to believe that he was about to be drafted by the New Orleans Saints. ABC's Lara Spencer has more.
This morning, the NFL investigating this prank call to draft hopeful Shedeur Sanders, son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, picking up the phone Friday, thinking it was a coach inviting him to join the team.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man.
No, for sure.
We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir, let's be legendary.
But you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man.
The caller abruptly hanging up.
What does that mean? You heard that?
He said you're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Nobody got that number but coaches, strictly for that reason.
But it wasn't a coach or anyone from an NFL team.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
Instead, it was these young men seen in this video circulating on social media, impersonating New Orleans Saints general manager Mickey Loomis.
We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir, let's be legendary.
But you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
The Atlanta Falcons releasing a statement saying Jax Ulbrich, the 21-year-old son of defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich, found the number and was responsible for the call. That video showing Ulbrich and a friend making the call. Ulbrich apologizing to Shedeur on Instagram, writing, "I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish." And Sanders is trying to put the whole thing behind him.
This is what it is. I think of course the dude was childish. Of course I feel like it was a childish act, but everybody do childish things here and there.
The Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders.
The fifth-round pick quarterback considered the biggest draft slide in history. But Sanders still appeared thrilled when the call came.
Thank you for the fans, thank you for everybody, thank you for the Browns organization for giving me a chance. That's all I need.
Originally projected to go as high as number 2 in the draft, waiting round after round to hear his name, his dad Deion, also his coach and biggest cheerleader, by his side. Many experts in NFL circles say they've never seen anything like this before.
32 teams passed on them. How the hell does that happen?
Some pointing to comments like this one from an unnamed NFL assistant who told NFL media that his interview with Shedeur was the worst formal interview I've ever been in my life. He's so entitled, but the biggest thing is he's not that good. But others say it wasn't all personal, that this year the draft was focused more on the linemen who protect quarterbacks and less on quarterbacks themselves. And all eyes will be on Sanders now in the preseason as the quarterback-heavy Browns look to move out of the bottom spot in their conference.
So this is my thing. They always try to spin it. Oh, it was more in alignment. Bullshit.
Right. That sounds like a whole bunch of fuckery.
That was some fuckery. It was a ploy.
But we're working on the people that protect the linebacker. Here's the thing. He said, "Oh, it was the worst interview that he's ever been in." I know that you cannot play that interview. Like, because I know y'all videotaped it. I need to see it because, first of all, Deion Sanders is his father. And then it kills me that people come off with the, "Oh, he's so entitled." Don't get me wrong. This generation is entitled because they're spoiled because of what we, you know what I'm saying? But you could see it, even how he was on the phone with the chief. He's not acting all, He's not even acting like his dad would have acted. I feel like his dad is his coach. I'm sure he don't train him about interviewing, about all those things already, you know, like, and it's still, it all goes back to the way it sounds is him being entitled. So it still sounds like y'all got problems with his father. And so you're taking it out on him, as is his father is a black man that is very arrogantist, you know, but if that's a word, but or whatever. These white boys got personal information that only coaches is supposed to have. Let's talk about the punishment on them, you know, or whatever. Let's talk about those things that they did, because that's illegal. Y'all did something massively illegal, and then not only stole the numbers from the coaches, which no one is supposed to have, stole his number, impersonated. That's two, you know, and y'all not talking about what's the repercussions of that? Oh, it's not about race. Oh, it's so about race. It's so about race. It's not always about race. It's so about race, you know, because no little black kids did it. You know, so what's going on? It's so about race. And dropping them down to 32 teams, 34 teams.
32 teams passed him up.
Passed him up.
In the first, and that was just in the first round. That's the first round. All 32 teams.
Why, yo?
It don't matter what that team did. Even Super Bowl champions get a pick in the first round unless they trade that pick off. But 32 teams get the pick in that first round. And the first round is the top of the second round. Okay. There is it's like 364, I believe, people picked in the NFL draft, because they call the last pick Mr. Irrelevant. That's what they call the last pick, Mr. Irrelevant, right? And we've had picks that was Mr. Irrelevant that became great, because I want to say Tom Brady was Mr. Irrelevant. That's what his pick was. And he won 7 Super Bowl rings. And I was an NFL broadcaster. But like, you can't say this is not about race. You can't sit here and tell me this is not about race, because there's going to be no punishment whatsoever for impersonating somebody, for theft of the phone number, right? And prank calls, which is still illegal, right? There's going to be no punishment at all, because America doesn't punish people that commit treason. I mean, so there's going to be no punishment for that, you know. But if it was a black man committing treason, you know that. So, but that's my thing. You can't keep saying it's not all about race when it's in your face like this.
Yeah.
Blatant. Yeah. Face. This is about race.
Yeah.
Like, don't punish somebody for what their father did, and for him to still be so humble going through all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He showed up to. They used to always do it in New York, but they go to a different state to have the NFL draft, because, you know, the first 32 picks, actually first and second round, gets, you know, walks stage, you know, and gets their jersey, you know, like a number 1 jersey or whatever, because that's their first pick or whatever it is, right? And they sit there, they dress up and they come and they, you know, do whatever. And then you play the waiting game. You play the waiting game of you hope you get the call. He waited humbly until the 5th round. And you know what he said? I am grateful to the Browns for giving me that chance. That's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
And humble, and you trying to say he arrogant. And yes, like you said, the generation is entitled. Yes, there's a lot of entitled kids. But you can't tell me, and like you said, I want to see the interview. If it was the worst interview ever, play it for everybody so they know not to do whatever he did in that interview. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And for you to say it's the worst interview I've ever been in, and by one person's comment saying it's the worst interview, all these teams pass up on him until the late rounds, bullshit.
Because that's how they work together. That's how they do.
They always do that, though. That's the whole point. And that's why one of the show that I love, one of the shows I love the most, had Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It was called Ballers, right? And it was about the NFL and how they would blackball and how the GMs and owners would be in cahoots with each other to do this and do that and not get people new stadiums when they want to have new stadiums, or not let a team move because it'll disrupt the thing, or not let new owners or certain color owners be a part of that allegiance, right? Because they are. That's why a lot of people say it's the new form of slavery, because they act like slave owners, even though, again, I said it earlier, it's not the modern day slavery, because they are getting paid to play and paid good to play a game that they love, right? But they do and act like rich white men that run the world and the country, and make it hard for underprivileged or whatever people to keep people down. And if you're not going to conform and do and say and whatever, they can blackball you. And it's bullshit. It is about race. You can't tell me it's not about race on this one.
Right. And I feel that too, because they couldn't control his father, because he went off and did, his thing the way he was supposed to for him. They felt like they know that he's his son's coach. He has all the ability and has been taught all the ins, outs, goods, bads, all the levels of everything. So they know they won't be able to control, him. They won't have any leeway over him. Deion Sanders is not having that. And I feel like because they won't see, they get these, especially if you get these boys in that come from nothing. See, because he doesn't come from nothing. Mm-hmm. He comes from something. He comes from a legacy or whatever. And that's where they get the entitled, it's like, they get that, oh, he's entitled. They want somebody to come from nothing that they can buy. They can control. They can be their slave. Regardless of how much money they get. And it's like, I control you. I gave this to you. I take it away. If I take this away, you can't take care of your family and stuff like that. See, they can't do that with him, because his family is already a legacy. He already come from money. He already come from something. So this is somebody they can't control. You can't be my black little boy the way I want you to. Why? Because his daddy has taught him how to handle business, how to do his business, how to stand up, how to interview, what to take, what contract he gonna sign, what he not gonna sign, and y'all can't just give him anything. And that's why he's a what's it called? A liability of some sort, because we can't control him. Mm-hmm. And we don't want to have another black motherfucker, basically, like his daddy did, that can boop, 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 and become this person on his own. We don't get to make him, kind of thing.
Absolutely. Another reason why I like that college is doing NIL deals, because now these young men are able to make money instead of the colleges getting all the money from their players and jersey sales, and the coach is getting paid millions of dollars to coach these young men. Now they have access to make some money instead of having to work. When you're good enough, they don't have to do those jobs and go to school and go to practice and play football and put their body on the line. I like the fact that they started doing these NIL deals so they could have some money and gain some financial stability if they didn't make it to the other side, or if they only play for a couple years. If they invest the right way and save the right way, they are able to make some money and live a comfortable life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad they did the NIL deals. But I mean, you can't tell me this situation isn't about race on this one. You just can't.
It's so about race. It's so about race, power, all the above. all the above. And it's, you know, it's a shame because he probably wanted to play football all his life. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you have to prepare. They have to prepare for these things and be prepared, regardless of being in college and everything like that. Mentally knowing your business, that's super, super important. And Dion and you know, Shaq is another person that teaches a lot of the guys, even older and younger, about knowing your business, handling your business, knowing what to do, what not to do, this, that, and the other. So I think it's such a beautiful thing that he takes not only his son under his wing, but other young athletes, you know what I'm saying, people that he that he coach, you know, in the college and everything, and teach them everything he had to learn on his own, everything that he has grown to know. And like they said, he raising a lot of those boys, a lot of those college students. He's, you know, so, you know, we got to support him. So when you go get jerseys, let's talk about it. So, you know, we can all uprise him for the Cleveland Browns.
Sure. I'm going, and Annie went to my team. I'm going to get his jersey. Even if he didn't go to my team, I was going to get his jersey just for this simple fact of how they did him. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, come on, man. But yeah, I'm sorry I had to run.
And that's what they always do that. Like, oh, he's too arrogant. It's just like being in an argument. I remember I worked in his office, and it's not the same thing, but it's kind of. And this, I was the only Black girl in this office. I was the only Black girl in this office. And it was like this one girl, she wasn't Black, but she wasn't white, but she was very much, you know, considered. And she used to always just like be real sassy, say little smart stuff or whatever like that. So we get into like this little debate or whatever. And I never forget when she was just like, because you need to just calm down or something. She was just going on. I can't even remember what she said and I was just like, no, you need to calm down because I feel like you're being disrespectful. And they were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, you don't have to be aggressive. And oh my God, mind you, she's snapping her head and hitting the desk. And it will always be like that. And then she will flip out on all the men and everything. And I believe she was like Indian, but she would just always just be, oh my God, just have all these fits, all these crying fits and everything like that. And as soon as I was like, hey, you need to calm down because like you're doing too much, whatever like that. They, whoa, you don't have to be aggressive. And it will always be like that. And I remember so many times where I was called an aggressor. I was the only Black girl around or whatever like that. But the person it could be a man being in my face or whatever. And because I stood up for myself or I spoke out for myself, I was being aggressive as a Black woman. And it definitely gets on my fucking nerves. So y'all calling him arrogant or whatever like that for him having confidence. Come on.
His dad showed improved. I mean, he showed his worth. One of the best cornerbacks in NFL history, still to this day. So, Kick rocks. Two-sport athlete, two-sport major athlete, not just college athlete. He played in the Major League Baseball Association and in the NFL at the same time. He showed up and showed out. That's why he called himself Showtime Neon Dion. Flat out, you know. So hey, it is.
I hope his son gets the same opportunity.
I hope he shine. I hope he shine.
I do. I hope he shine.
I hope he
I hope he just rise in his position and in his arrogance and in his entitlement, and the most positive and greatest ways.
No, absolutely. And he got somebody to learn. He got somebody to learn from in Joe Flacco, because Joe Flacco is a great veteran quarterback that can teach him some stuff. So I hope he take him under his wing and teach him the ropes and show him how to be a great quarterback. But yeah, man. So I had to bring that up. I told you it was gonna be some ranting from me, but that article is done excellent. And you know, people always got their opinions like assholes. But again.
But let's lose this in every context. Stop saying it's not about race. it has always and will always be about race, and not just in sports. And a lot of stuff that we do, people make everything about race, and it's always not about race from the other side. You know, the ones that focus on race, that focus on the Black community, that watch us, that study us, that want to keep us down, but always doing something so criminal and so wicked and so savage because of race.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, again, I wanted to touch bases on that. Yeah, but it is time to get on up out of here. So you already know what it is.
Get on up.
Enjoy
the scene. Get on up. Get on up.
You still
tired? Get up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, little mama.
Rolled too close to the couch, and so. All right. You already know what it is. Thanks for chiming in with us. Thanks for sitting on the couch with us. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. And yes, I am going to say it this week. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel under Just Therapy, the podcast, because that's where we are now broadcasting live from every other Monday, 7 to 9 Eastern or somewhere around there. But a lot of times we finish early to get up out of here and let y'all get back to y'all evening. But you already know what it is. It is time for your close, something you can ponder on until the next time you see us on YouTube live under Just Therapy, the podcast, or hear us next day on Spotify. All right. Under Just Therapy, the podcast. Make sure you chime in with us. But this week, your close, something you can ponder on till next time you hear us. All right. Let's see. Which one I want to do. Here we go. I'll do this one. This kind of fits. All right. I really think a champion is defined not by their wins, but how they can recover when they fail. I'm going to say it one more time. I really think a champion is defined not by their wins, but by how they can recover when they fail. You want to go and break that down, and we'll get up out of here, sis.
Nothing beats a fail but a try.
Absolutely. Absolutely. First attempt in learning. Always remember that, y'all. Take that with you. That's a little nugget I learned a while ago. But yes, thank you so much for tuning in and chiming in with us. You already know what it is. We are here every other Monday. Check us out. Sis, send them home.
If no one has told you today, I love you, I believe in you, and I want you to win.
And as always, one thing you can never get back, and that is time. And I want to thank you for spending your time with us on the couch. We will see y'all on the other side, God willing, hopefully in 2 weeks. See y'all next time. Peace. Bye, sis. Lady girl.
Bye. Bye, little mama. Hope you feel better.
Welcome to Just Therapy, where we talk about life with a comedy twist. With your hosts, comedian Sean Boyd, Antonio Ferguson, and Miss KT.
Well, I want to
a whole bunch of shit from politics to people actually taking shits. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the therapy session. Man, this be dope. Make a motherfucker want to rap. I can't rap, man. Hold on, here we go. I can't rap. I really can't. But come sit down on the couch with us. Man, I can't rap. Come to the couch. Enjoy the show. Let's go.